Hi, and welcome everyone on this webinar on how to make your data speak. My name is Christophe Hobbes, and I am the Area Manager and Expert Advisor of Micropole Consulting Belgium. With me here today is Jean-Michel Franco, Director Product Marketing for Talend. Today we will be focusing on how to manage your data assets in order to maximize its value. In this fast evolving business environment, you are probably overwhelmed with messages on how to transform your business into a data-driven organization or how you need to innovate in order to stay ahead of the curve in competition. However, a lot of companies are struggling to transform their business towards this new way of working. Talend has a clear vision and strategy on how to best approach this, which we will explain today. When we have a look at the agenda today, we will start off by talking about the company Talend and the evolution it has gone through over the past few years. From there on out, we will continue with what Gartner calls the modern data platform and what exactly that entails. To further illustrate this, we will discuss some interesting use cases. I will then spend some time and words on Micropole Belgium, and afterwards we will have around 5 minutes to take some questions from the audience. During the webinar, you can ask the questions in the chat box, and we will take them on at the end of the webinar. So, okay, that's it from my end for the moment. I will pass on the word to Jean-Michel.
Thank you, Christophe. Can you see my screen?
Still coming up.
Okay.
Yes, there we are.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let's start by a few words of who is Talend and what is our mission. So we've been created 10 years ago with a mission to connect the data-driven enterprise, meaning taking advantage of data to transform the enterprise as a data-centric company. And so it explains our growth because, of course, this mission is so there's a lot to do with data. Company has started already some years ago, but today companies like McKinsey estimate that overall the company are only reaping 18% of their digital potential. So still a lot to do with data, and so what we provide in this area where I think Talend differentiates is its ability to democratize the use case of data, and we did it from our beginning. So we went first in a market which was the data integration market. We call it also the ETL. And in 2006, the data integration market was a very high-end market. Only the very large account for global project could use it. But otherwise, most of the company were still developing things by hand with low productivity. And we came to this market with an open source model that allowed many developers. Today there are more than 2 million downloads of our Talend Open Studio solution. So many developers could leverage this tool, could learn this tool, and could jumpstart their project before it takes an enterprise dimension. And in that case, we provide some subscription-based components. So this allowed to make data management something that every company can use. And we started with data integration, but over time we brought a component for data quality, for managing master data like product data or customer data or employee data. We delivered an open source enterprise service bus for application integration, etc. So that was the first step of this democratization. And then there were a major second step with big data. So when big data emerged, the open source model become not the exception but the standard. So all the innovation in the world of big data is driven by open source solution. And so this was, I would say, our zone of comfort. We know the ecosystem. We started from scratch working with Hadoop or environment like that. And in this area, what we bring is simplification, because those big data environments, so you are dealing with things that appear to be complex, like data streaming or like managing not very structured text or data that has complex structure. And so we bring to the big data world a simple visual environment that any developer can use to develop some complex big data applications. So, for example, if you don't know the streaming, you can jump start with the Talend platform. I will talk about our sandbox, so you can very easily understand what is streaming and develop your first streaming application with a visual environment like Talend. So that was the second big step, and it allowed us to enter into very large accounts, the largest company in the world, like a company like General Electric or so Walmart or company like that use Talend for their big data application. The third major step is now, so we introduce self-service applications, meaning that we allow some business users, people that are not IT professional, to use things like data integration, data quality, and so for that we introduced sooner this year that self-service data preparation component that sits on top of our platform and that allows potentially anyone, so a business user who works at a marketing department or a data analyst or a data scientist to have access to complex data manipulation things and data quality components. So that's the story of Talend. So a major topic and driven by the will to democratize the access to information to all enterprise, and so this drives a lot of our growth. So we are introduced in the Nasdaq sooner this year during summer, growing very fast. In fact, we are the slide says 600. We are close to 700 now, and growing across countries, including in Europe. We are, by the way, accelerating our growth in Belgium in particular. So what we bring is what analysts call a modern data platform, and here I use the definition of Forrester of what is a modern data platform compared to what we used to work with. So the first thing is that a modern data platform should be able to remove the inside bottleneck by allowing to integrate data faster. So I think the average introducing a new data source in an average system is more than 6 weeks, and obviously this doesn't fit in the world of big data. You need to be very much more agile to introduce new data in your environment. And so now we have concepts like data lake that allows to accelerate the pace of data ingestion. Then the second step is the removing the operational bottleneck, and in particular allowing application to operate in real time. And this is particularly true currently in the world of analytics. So analytics was batch, and so it was a kind of after the fact applications since a lot of years. And now we have modern architecture that allows to operate the data as it comes, and so to be able to drive insights from real-time data. And then analytics can, I would say, drive the process rather than just look at the process after it has occurred and trying to improve it for the next time. So This is a big shift for data architecture, and this means that your data platform should be able to operate with data in real time as easily as with batch data. The first step is data governance, because not only we have more data and data that we want to introduce faster, but we have more and more people and non-data professionals that want to use the data. So this needs to bring a strong data governance layer where we can document the data, make it easily accessible, and also understand who is doing what with the data, protect data, protect privacy, etc. So that has to be included in a platform, not be provided as an additional layer just for a happy few. It has to be totally embedded in the data platform. And then the last element of a modern data platform is allow access to anyone in the enterprise with self-service. So provide those self-service data tools that allows anyone in the enterprise to get access from the data that is in data lakes or in large data repository, and put the data at work in a context of their own business without having to require middlemen to use this data. So the modern data platform, we provide that through what we call Talend Data Fabric. So where Talend is unique is that we provide a single platform that goes across the data integration styles. So, for example, when you are doing business intelligence, you need data integration to get all your data and to put it in context of analytics. Then we have more and more companies that want to implement big data, build a data lake on top of systems just like Hadoop, and reap the benefits. So be able to apply machine learning on those large chunks of data. So that's a second use case. Application integration is about moving data in real time between application. It could be cloud or it can be on-premises application. Master data management is about managing the highly shared data between applications. Cloud integration is about moving the data to the cloud and making sure that despite the fact that you are outsourcing the infrastructure, you are still the owner of data, and you are still able to secure and to move the data between your cloud applications. And then data preparation is about self-service, so allowing all those components that I described to be accessed not only by IT professionals, but by potentially anyone in the enterprise. So that's all the components. So maybe in your project you will use only one. So maybe you have a data warehouse project and you'll use the left one, or you have a big data, you will use only the second one. But over time you will need to go across those components. And so, for example, in your web application, if you want to personalize the customer experience, you need to integrate in real time your web application to your data warehouse, to your master data management to be able to recognize your customers, and to your big data if you want to bring some next best action or some real-time recommendation within your applications. So we believe that you will go more and more across this integration style, and where Talend is unique is that it provides a single platform for all those use cases. So if you are an ETL developer for a BI project, then you can go to a real-time project by just adding the application integration component, or you can go to Hadoop by just integrating the big data integration. But it's the same repositories, same environments, only one learning curve, only one across those integration styles for developers, and data is not in silos because we manage it in a single repository. So how are our customers using this modern data platform? So we see 5 major use cases emerging. So I will take examples with customer case for each of those 5 use cases. So the first one is modernizing the current IT landscape. So taking advantage of the new technology like big data, like Hadoop to do to manage data better, to provide data to a wider range of people at lower costs. So that's, I would say, a kind. I still do the thing that I used to do, but I do it better and at a smaller cost. Then there is a second use case, which is connecting the digital and physical world. So things that you see in the Internet of Things, for example. So you want to bring data on top of your physical assets and bring value, bring new services based on that. We have customers that invent new service by managing information and monetizing their information assets. Of course, you'll hear a lot of stories about using managing customer data to redefine customer journeys and to improve sales and marketing. And last but not least, there are some companies that really invent new markets with data. So let's take 5 examples. So the first one is, so I didn't name the customer because we have a couple of retailers that do similar things. So, traditional BI in retail tends to go only at the office level. So the people that are working on a shop, generally they don't get the data. And so what we see is retailers that are wanting to bring this data directly to the point of sales. And for that, they use modern technology such as search engines or capacity to manage real-time data to provide the data directly to the store. So we have a couple of stories, and one is a middle market, I would say, a retailer that wanted to start with a traditional BI environment. So they looked at the cost of an appliance, of a BI appliance, and the cost of a traditional business intelligence tool. And they didn't find the return of it on investment because the one that would use the system were too few, and the system was pretty costly. So instead of that, they decided to go on Hadoop and to use the modern technology I mentioned, like search index, to put the data directly to the stores. And so the guys at the stores, they want data in real time. They don't care too much of the revenue that was done yesterday. What they care is the sales that are going on currently in a shop. So they want to know if just a promotion that started in the morning is working well, or if they need to adjust. So that's the kind of system that big data allows to implement. And so in the case of those retailers, it was finally at lower cost than the traditional business intelligence initiative. Second use case, so put data closer to the real world. So here it's an example in gaming. So in gaming, the gaming experience used to be relatively offline not so long ago. So you were maybe one day before an event, you were making a bet, and then you were looking at the event and going the day after if you want to get your money. Now the gaming is becoming real time, and so for example we have example of customers that are implementing real-time gaming. So you are looking at a soccer match just in front of your TV, and you have a second screen. It can be your iPad or it can be your mobile. And in the second screen, those companies provide a lot of data, a lot of statistics on the matches, because on the matches now you have cameras pretty everywhere around a stadium, so you can know exactly what is happening, what are the performance of each players, and etc. And so this company is providing this information in real time, so that their customers can do some real time gaming. So while you are looking at the match, you are looking at the statistics, the real-time statistics, and based on the statistics, you can do your bets with the right data. And I use this example because for a company like that, batch data has no value. Providing the statistics on a soccer match after the soccer match has been played, for a gaming company, it brings nothing. You cannot obviously bet once a game is finished. So here, by having the data in real time, they open new business and new value for their customers. The third case is, so here I'm using a company in the area of software, and so this company is providing some software for managing the credits, the credit side of the finance. So it's the customer account receivable, and so generally, so this company used to provide a very operational way to recover the money from your invoices and to accelerate the sales to cash cycle. And so what they are doing now with big data is that they are collecting all the data across all their customers on their day sales outstanding. So with each company, what are the traditional delay of payments that they negotiated, and what is the real delay of payment that they are experimenting. And so with this data, they are providing a lot of insights to their customers. If you're a customer of SideTrade and you want to open a contract with a new supplier, you get the information that this supplier generally negotiates his delay of payments for example, 30 days. And you have also the information that despite the fact that you negotiate 30 days, the real time to recover your cash would be 40 days. So typically, it empowers SideTrade customers to better plan all their cash, and obviously the cash is key for companies. So here we are in an example where a company had this data because they are doing the business of looking at all the cash collection processes, but they weren't leveraging this data. So just by leveraging this data, they provide a very big additional value to their customers. The fourth case is using data for customer relationship, and here we are in the context of healthcare. And so this customer called Accolade sits in between a patient and his employer and the healthcare system. And the value that they bring is that when you have a problem with your health, generally you really don't know which doctor you should go to or which hospital you should go to. So those companies provide guidance through data. So based on the health plan that you have and the different health services that you might have access to, based on your health profile, they will guide you and tell you, okay, you should go to see this doctor or you should go to this hospital. So this company is made of health assistants. So health assistants are nurses or doctors or people in healthcare professionals, and those are armed with data to provide the right guidance. So this brings a huge benefit first to the patient, because when of course when you have a health problem, it's a little bit you're a little bit anxious because it's your own health and you haven't experienced that before generally. So it provides a lot of benefits for the patient itself, but also it's a huge cost reduction because there is a lot in healthcare. There is a lot of readmissions, and so you go to see a first doctor, and you go to see a second to see if the advice from the first was good, and so there's a lot of money that is lost because this kind of customer experience is a little bit I would say not smooth and not end to end. So here, just by providing this data, once again, they provide an additional value to an existing process and to the customer experience. And last example I wanted to highlight is companies that are kind of reinventing their market. And one market that is currently fascinating is farming. So there's a lot of innovation that is brought by precision farming. And in that case, this company is when you are a farmer, you can get some advice on how to optimize your crop, but the advice might come from companies like Monsanto or Bayer that also they are not so their interest might be to provide you some guidance to use their product rather than just for your own benefits. So farmers are looking for other guidance, and this company is providing guidance. So they implemented a very low cost way to sense all the soil elements, and based on that to recommend the right amount of fertilizer to optimize the crop. So this is both they provide that because they have some sensor capability, but also because they get the data platform that allows to get all this data, the data about the weather, the data about the ground, etc., and provide the right advice based on that. So that's all the examples I wanted to take of the typical use case that we see. But now the question is, okay, how can I go to this data-driven world? And how can I go fast? Because what is happening today is that most companies have engaged their digital transformation, but the problem is pace. It's the pace of this digital transformation. And I mentioned McKinsey at the beginning of my presentation. What McKinsey shows is that they differentiate what they call the digital have and the digital most have. So the most have are those that goes much faster than the other, and that learn and expand their digital activities around time. So for that you need to go fast, and so our experience is that's what you see here is the best way to go fast. So first you need to learn and discover, and for that. Most companies are implementing some data labs, so generally a few person and a lot of data. And so learning with data, discovering the data, learning also the technology, and applying all this to business case and reaping the first benefits. So that's typical the way to start an initiative. But then if the initiative goes well, then you want to bring all that data to a wider range of people that the happy few that started the initiative. So you need to, what we call, harness the data lake. So here you need to add some governance on top of that. You need to add some data quality. You need to add some self-service so that it's not just 10 data scientists that can access the data, but all the people that are involved in the process. So that's the second step. And then the third step is to bring all this information into your operational systems. Because if you use all those systems to find a way to predict the customer behavior. Then you want to bring that prediction into the operational system. So, for example, into the website where the customer connects, and so if you can predict that he might buy this product, you need to push it while the customer is online and not 1 week later or even tomorrow through a outbound email campaign. So you need to bring all the data in your existing application, and that's a very important step in your business transformation. So typically that's what we see, and what is important is that there is no so you can evolve from one step to another. So if you start with a data lab with custom coding, for example, and no governance, so you will have to restart when you want to deploy it to a wider audience. And then you will maybe create a silos for analytics and struggle to integrate that in your business process. So that's our lesson learned, is that the most important thing is to be able to evolve from these different steps very smoothly. So to jumpstart our proposition is, so we invested a lot by what we call a sandbox. So because we feel that generally all those concepts in big data seems a little bit complex and tricky. So the approach that we have is just see what it is and put the hands on and see how you can benefit. And you'll see that it's not so complex. It's a kind of same kind of tool that you are used to in traditional environment, but those environments can do more, like managing data in real time or managing different types of data and less structured data that you used to do. So this is a sandbox that you can download in our website, and this sandbox is a ready-to-run environment running on Hadoop. It's a full Talend platform, so you can also learn the Talend platform. But what is important is that it also comes with real-time scenarios. So, for example, I mentioned the real-time gaming. So in this sandbox, you have this demo that shows how big data can take advantage of all the data that you have in the stadium with the cameras to bring some real-time analytics to the online gamers. So here it's a scenario that so of course it matches to a real case scenario. I just explained the kind of customers that are using it in a real life, but also it helps you to understand what is streaming, what is data streaming, and how you can leverage. So of course this is more about learning. So what is also important is that you drive your path to big data, and that you have a sound blueprint for your big data initiative. So we have this platform that you can just download by yourself and leverage, but also we are working with our partners, so with Micropole, also to bring some more guidance, consulting guidance, to help you pave the way to the world of data-driven. So here they will bring, and Christophe will further elaborate, they bring their expert advice on top of that to drive your big data initiative and your data initiative. So at that step, I will let Christophe, I will give it back to you. Let's just, can you?
There we go.
Access, yep.
Okay, do you see my screen?
Yeah. Good.
Okay, just I'm going to quickly go over these slides. So for the people who are watching this webinar, who is Micropole? So we're an international group present in 7 countries. Belgium, France, Luxembourg, Netherlands, and Switzerland, with roughly 1,100 employees and a turnover of around 100 million euros in 2015. If you look at what we do, our offering, you can see that we focus on process optimization, digital transformation, and performance management. And at the center, which is where I would say is where the Talend offering really fits in nicely, is what we call data governance, which includes data quality, master data management, and enterprise architecture, for example. So that's really the foundation for all the other things we do. So for us, Talend is really a strategic partner going forward. Some of our customers, I'm not going to go into too much detail, so you can see that we have quite a broad customer base that is situated in various verticals. So we have quite some extensive knowledge, let's say, on data treatment. Let's move on already to the questions and answers because we're running a tad bit late. So we have one question, Jean-Michel, from the audience, namely, which products are you competing with?
Yeah, so there, I would say there are different categories of competition. So the first category is what I call the mega vendors. So companies like IBM or Oracle, and so they provide data management environments. So generally, they provide data management environment that goes the gravity of the data management environment are more around their own technology stack than the other, but they provide the kind of integration platform that we talked about. Then you can have some data management specialists, company like Informatica of TIBCO that go across some integration case. And last, we have really pure players, so we can find competition that do only MDM or that do only data preparation. So MDM could be, for example, Orchestra, or data preparation could be Trifecta. So that's our typical competitive landscape. As a very big player, mega vendors, I would say platform vendors like Informatica or pure players.
Okay, one question from my end. So we saw that data governance is one of our key offerings. So if you would like to start a data governance initiative, how would you go about in setting it up with Talend?
Yeah, so I can give I would say a platform response, and maybe you can give a methodology response. So in our platform, data governance is totally embedded in our platform. So data quality is generally the first component that customer implements on top of their data initiatives. So data quality, data masking, data quality includes data stewardship to put the human side of the data quality process, and to allow some people to certify data and to arbitrate when there are some reconciliation of issues. And then on top of that, we provide capabilities such as master data management, which is providing a single view of data and providing a governance layer on top of that. And we are providing metadata management in order to get a kind of full view, full map of the information supply chain, and to get traceability and lineage on what is being done on the data. So that's what we are providing in our platform, and maybe you can elaborate on how you can organize a company for data governance.
Yes, exactly. We always look at it from three, let's say, dimensions: the organizational aspect, the process dimension, and also the tools aspect. So we have a methodology in place that covers the first two aspects, the first two dimensions, and the third one is obviously being delivered by Talend. And for us, I think what makes it really interesting, Talend, is that it's actually one integrated platform, which means that it has the same look and feel, whether you're doing MDM, whether you're doing data quality. It's all integrated into one platform, which is something that's simply not out there on the market today, except for with Talend. So that's something we're really excited about, and that's why we strongly believe in our strategic partnership with Talend. So we're about to round it up. I would like to thank you, Jean-Michel, for your excellent explanation. So thank you for that. We will be sending out the presentation and also the link to the webinar recording. So once again, Jean-Michel, thank you, and to the audience, thanks for joining in, and hopefully we will see you in one of our future webinars. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.